Here the price tag on IML transaction monitoring at fintech scale. Enter tier €180,000 per year. Mid-market 310. Top band 480. All of it is being sold to you as one specific thing: detection logic. The things that flags a suspicious transaction in the first place. Today I'm going to build that detection logic from scratch. N10, Postgres, LLM API key, about 2 hours of work. I'll be specific about what 300 grand actually buys at the end of this video. Yes, vendors are not scammers. But the detection logic itself, the part what you paying 6 figures for, it's not that complicated. 2 layers, real money on the table. Let's go. Quick context for anyone new to ML transaction monitoring. Banks and fintechs are legally required to detect suspicious transactions, money laundering, terrorist financing, sanctions evasion. Detection is mandatory. The regulator audits it. For every 10,000 a typical IML system generates around 9,500 a false positive. Cost per alert $50 to $500 depending on the analyst seniority. So a mid-sized fintech burns $5 to $20 million. The pattern I'll build today is called hybrid detection. Deterministic rules at the bottom, LLM investigation on top. 3 layers: hunter, investigator, discovery. Layer 1, hunter, is the always-on detector. Every transaction goes through it. 5 deterministic rules running in parallel, plus 1 statistical layer doing this core anomaly detection. Threshold checks: transactions over 10,000 euros. Velocity rules: 10 or more transactions in an hour. Sanction screening: counterparty against the watch list. Geography: high-risk jurisdiction lists. Daily aggregate: 15,000 euros across multiple transactions in a day. And the score anomaly on the transaction amount versus customer 30-day history. If any rule fires or this score crosses 3 standard deviations, we write an alert. Hunter is deterministic by design. No LLMs. The regulator needs to see exactly why a transaction was flagged. Layer 2, investigator, is where the LLM lives. Triggered when alert lands. It's pull full context: customer KYC, profile, recent transactions, related accounts, beneficial ownership graph if you have it. Feeds all of that to LLM with structured output prompt. Output and investigation memo with hypothesis. Layer 3, discovery, is a future-looking layer. Unsupervised anomaly detection across the customer base. Find patterns nobody flagged. That's a whole separate video. Comment if you want it. Today we are building layers 1 and 2 end-to-end. 6 tables in the transaction monitoring schema: customer transaction, sanctions list, high-risk country list, alert, case artifact. We start in N10 with webhook trigger. This is how your transaction arrive. Your payment processor, your core banking system, your card platform, they post to this endpoint. Of course, in production, this is behind your API gateway with service token. First node after webhook, Postgres lookup. We pull the customer profile and the 30-day transaction history. This is the context every rule needs. 2 queries, customer profile, recent history. We merge them in the working item. Now the actually interesting part. 5 rules. They run in parallel. N10 handles this natively. Rule 1, threshold. Single transaction over 10,000 euros. Trigger. Rule 2, daily aggregate. 15,000 or more across all transactions in a 24-hour window. This catches structuring. Rule 3, velocity. 10 or more transactions in the last hour. Catches smurfing or burst patterns. Rule 4, sanctions. Look up counterparty against the watch list. Any hit, escalate. Rule 5, geography. Counterparty country in the high-risk list. And the statistical layer. This score on the transaction amount versus the customer's 30-day mean and the standard deviation. If that is greater than 3, we flag it. This is only place where statistics lives in layer 1. Everything else is Boolean. All 6 branches merge. We aggregate rule outcomes into a single payload. Which rules fired, what the z-score was. If anything triggered, we write an alert. Alert row gets the customer ID, the transaction ID, which rule fired, severity. Layer 2 starts the moment Layer 1 writes an alert. We use the Postgres trigger. NA10 polls the alert table every 5 seconds for rows that don't yet have a case artifact. In production, you would use notify, listen, or proper message queue. Pooling is fine for the demo. 5-second latency is acceptable in compliance ops. The investigator needs context. 4 queries. Most failed LLM in compliance implementations failed right here. We give the model the alert and ask it to investigate. With no context, the model hallucinates. With full context, it's actually investigate. Now we call LLM. System prompt loaded from the set node. Keep it version controlled, not inline. User prompt is the assembled context. 3 things make this prompt work in production. 1. Strict rule assignment. Not your helpful assistant, your financial crime analyst. 2. Explicit output contract. JSON only, schema bound. 3. Enumerated recommendations. The model can output escalate, close as false positive, or request more info. Not free-form action verbs. Never let the LLM invent verbs. LLM response. We validate the JSON against the schema before we write anything. Required fields. Enum values. Confidence is a number between 0 and 1. If validation fails, and it will occasionally, retry with the validation error as a feedback. Twice fails, escalate to human. Don't paper over it. We write the case artifact. Alert ID for traceability. Full memo. The recommendation enum. The confidence score. And, crucially, model version and prompt version. When the model behaves differently next quarter, you need to know which version produced the memo. Prompt versioning is a single thing nobody talks about. Treat your prompts like code. Git them, tag them, reference the tag in every artifact. Flag notification to the analyst. The link goes to the case in review UI. So, our test transaction is queue. Some of them should alert, some of them should pass. Let's watch. You see, normal transactions pass silently, normal pattern transactions under threshold, no rule fires, no alert. This is a false positive control. Most ML platforms generate 10 times as many alerts as ours did here, because their rules thresholds are turned off for liability. Flag everything, let analyst sort it out. Ours is tuned for signal. Layer 2 fires. Slack messages, 1 per alert. Each links to a case artifact, with AI investigation memo. What we built is detection logic. What 300,000 euros from a vendor buys, it's not detection logic. It's the whole envelope around it. If you want an NA10 workflow as a template, including the prompts, Postgres schema and Docker Compose setup, I'm putting all of this free, fully free, links in the description. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I'm building this channel, this community, and I want to see you in. Thanks for watching.